What do you take away from this launching? How to launch?
Simplicity.
Simplicity. How do you feel? How do you feel about your ability to launch yourself or relaunch yourself or launch somebody else with this blueprint?
That's it. I mean, I don't have a lot of time, but I can find 3 hours, and I definitely can find kind of like, just looking at your pattern, I'm like, that is doable. That is clean, simple, doable.
It's never changed for me. From the time I figured it out, learned this from one of my millionaire mentors. He said, you got to contact, invite, present, close. And it started clicking. Oh, this is the pipes. But this the focus on it, the speed of it. Priscilla?
I'm excited about it. I mean, I know an event I'm going to do this for tomorrow. I'm going to start tonight when this trading is over. And I'm going to do it. So I need to be that example. I'm going to do it.
I love it. One thing I have is a chart. Get your core rank, whatever your core rank is. So core rank for Coach Cindy was manager. She needed 4 business partners recruited, and let's say about 10 customers, 10 to 15 customers. So you want to have a chart for a core rank. That's just name of customers. So if you need 10 customers, 15 customers, every time you get a customer, their name goes on here. Every time you bring in one of your 4 business partners, their name goes on in this box. Have a physical chart printed out. And everybody who joins your team, put their name on the chart and put it up on the wall, because this is the person you're going to launch to core manager. I mean, to the core rank. And how are you going to launch them? The recruiting cycle. Help them identify their prospect list, help them invite a bunch of people, present to a bunch of people, enroll a bunch of people, put their name on the charts. But guess what? And when Coach Cindy invited 300 people and 30 of them showed up, guess how many people she had to still follow up with? 270. So if she wasn't already manager from that, we still had 270 people that hadn't seen the presentation yet. Most of them, they just couldn't make it at that time. So we need another Zoom or another get together, whatever the presentation is. All we're doing is leading them around the cycle. Y'all see how simple this bad boy is? They say it takes a genius to keep it simple. There's a lot of things I'm not good at, but this is my genius. Taking stuff and making it simple, getting to the root of the problem that holds people back, putting a system in place to solve the problem, and coaching them through it to their breakthrough. That's what I do. That's what I was born to do. If you don't have the time or patience for that, send them to me. Send them to me. And I'll do what I'm doing with you, with them, and help. We'll grow together. But my purpose is to help develop people, help people get free to be who they were born to be, the leader they were born to be, and do what they were born to do. That is my calling. That is my divine assignment, to help free people to do what they were born to do. And I found a way to make a career out of doing what I was born to do, helping people get free to do what they were born to do. And that's what BornCEO Leadership Academy is all about. And that's what this network marketing bootcamp is all about as well. What do you all, who else? What do you see in these launch stories I just showed you about how to launch?
Hey, Coach, I go back to my word I said earlier, clarity. You've made it so crystal clear.
And what's clear for you now?
You just made it, you told me that I wasn't thinking big enough.
How so? How so? In what way? What was your before thinking and your current thinking now?
Because of the chart. You know, we've always told to do this in network marketing, and if people said you got to, write it out. I never saw it written out the way you wrote it out today.
It's a game changer. When I said I was going to relaunch myself, guess what I did? Pulled out a manager chart, a core rank chart, and I relaunched myself. How? I proved the system again. I proved it. I sped it up. and filled up my own chart within about a week or less. And then I had a new story, a fresh story. And I had new people too. Now I'm trying to launch them or see who I can find through them to launch them. See these 4 people, start my 4th. I can start brand new today, anybody, and just stick to the cycle. Boom, you're gonna find your people, find who you can find through them, and keep going deep, 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 deep. And the goal, one day you're gonna have a bunch of people at core rank in each leg, a bunch of people in the consistency program in each leg, a bunch of people at the top level in each leg, and it's so rock solid that you're at that 6 figures and beyond that I promised I would teach you how to do. Did I deliver on my promises?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Who else? What do you see?
I see it's very easy just to duplicate so you can get to the next part of getting a next recruit to do it again and again as you do it, because you're taking them through that process so they see what you're doing, and so you just take them through that same process to get their manager legs. That's what I see.
You got it. And you got yourself a factory, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody else, comment or question for me?
I just like how you said, write it down, have it, because it's easy when you're trying to do it, but you don't see where you are in the process. And for me, I'm super visual. So I think one, it helps you stay on track, but it knows where you need to build.
There you go. And I'm telling you, print them out, like print out 10 of them for your next 10 recruits and put them on the wall. You're already deciding, I'm about to have 10 new recruits. Now you're going to be focused on, I got to get a name on these charts, somebody I'm going to launch, starting with yourself. And then just start practicing, launching yourself and launching others. It's all practice. Prove it right. Prove me right. Prove me right. And as you prove me right, prove the system right, you're going to become that master franchisor. Then you're going to attract others who want to do the same. You start teaching them the same thing, or bring them to me to teach them with you as you learn. Come back, reinforce it, come back with new people. See, when I have a 30-minute call, some of you have heard me on the 30-minute call or a 45-minute Super Saturday or an event like that, it's not enough time for me to get in there and break down the whole thing. So I got to pick like 1 or 2 things. The reason why I do the boot camp is because I'm able to take the time to slow it down. Back in the day, we used to have a weekly training that was 3 hours every Thursday night. And that kind of went away from the culture. And so back in the day, I was able to develop leaders faster. You give me 2 or 3 hours with somebody, I can take you apart, put you back together, and send you on your way to 6 figures and beyond. But 30 minutes, I can get a tip in there, a strategy in there, but not enough to transform the way a person thinks and really understand it and see it, connect the dots, and give them the strategy. That's why I've taken the time out of my personal business to go and put this boot camp together, to put these events together, so I can raise up leaders and bring people in one place to help develop more leaders, create more success stories, and fulfill my purpose of helping to free people to be who you were born to be. And so, family, that's the leadership development cycle. There's so much more I could teach you. Like the leadership development cycle, there's 4 phases to it that we'll cover at another time. And some of you heard me teach on it. When it comes to the leadership development cycle, it starts where a lot of people, before they enter the 4 stages of the leadership development process, a lot of people are kind of drifting. They're drifting. That's like stage 0. That's not what they're drifting and not even on track. But stage 1 is what I call the growing stage. The growing stage, where they start getting inspired. They start thinking differently. That happened for people today at the boot camp. They start thinking, they get inspired, they get a sense of purpose, identity, and they start to grow internally, but they're not ready to start producing yet. And then this is how I develop leaders, by the way. Then I identify somebody who's drifting, and I help them get into the growing stage where they're starting to grow. Then I look at the people who are in the growing stage and I help them get into what I call the producing stage, stage 2, where they start to do the activities that we went over, start to do the millionaire schedule, the meeting cycle, and the recruiting cycle, right? That's the producing stage. And all of a sudden the activity turns into results and they're producing. But then I look at who are the producers. They're producing, but they're not developing producers. They're the only one producing in their team here. Y'all see here? As they grow. And so, okay, let me move them from the growing stage to the producing stage to the coaching stage. Let me teach them, now that they're producing with my system, let me teach you how to become an effective coach at helping others go from drifting to growing, growing to producing, because you're coaching them. Now they have people in production on their team, but they might be coaching people. They're developing producers without me, but they're not developing other coaches yet. And that's where stage 4 comes in, the developing stage, where now they're developing other coaches. So you're a coach and developing other coaches who are developing producers without you. And now you got the 3 levels of duplication in place. So those are the 4 stages of leadership development. For those that coach with me, I help groom them through this process. And that's how we create a factory of developing leaders who develop leaders who develop leaders. And over time, it multiplies. And so I sent out an email. I don't know if you all got it yet. I mentioned at the end of the boot camp that I'm inviting all of you who would like to continue coaching with me throughout this year. I'm putting together a 6-week masterclass starting this Monday night this coming Monday night at 5:30 Pacific time. That's 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern time, where I'm going to be walking beside you for 6 weeks to implement this. Now that you've got the system, I don't even like coaching people anymore unless they've gone through my system first, because otherwise we're kind of wasting time. But once somebody goes through the system and gets the foundation of the meeting cycle, the recruiting cycle, the leadership development cycle is the next piece to develop them through those stages, so that not only do you become a producer with this system, the 3 cycles, you become a coach coaching others to become producers with the 3 cycles, and then you become a developer of coaches who have a bunch of leaders now working the same 3 cycles. And so to coach with me, my annual, I have a program that I'm probably going to launch in 2022 to coach with me for an entire year. People invest 5 figures to coach with me. And my group coaching currently is about $1,200 a month for my group coaching. But for those that want to just coach with me over the next 6 weeks, I'm doing a master class. We're going to go deeper into implementing this stuff. Think about how much money is worth to you to just implement one of the cycles that I mentioned to you and to teach that to your team. How many can already see that implementing just what we went over today, that'll add $1,000 a month to your income? How many believe that you can add $1,000 a month to your income just from implementing what we went over today? How many believe you can earn much more than $1,000 a month from what we implemented? How many can see yourself going to the 5,000 plus per month now implementing this? How many see yourself going to 6 figures and beyond? And so it's worth, I already know what it's worth. It's worth tens of thousands of dollars to you. It's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to you. But my 6-week master class, I'm going to make that available for less than $1,000, $997. You're going to be with me every week for 6 weeks, coaching through it. I'm going to be taking your questions along the way and putting resources together. Some of you want to know, what are those exact scripts? I'm going to give you my scripts that go along with the process. Some of you want to know, how do I handle it with this process? I got it going for myself, but here's what I'm struggling with for my team. I'm going to give you access to that, what to do with your team. We're going to have a private community to grow together. And this is like a beta test group. My goal is to create so many success stories out of this group as we close out the next 6 weeks, which will lead us right into December, that you've got a rock solid foundation so that you not only finish this 2021 strong, but you got the foundation already in place. You got 2-3 months of rhythm in place that you can skyrocket going into 2022, and not just talk about making 2022 your best year ever, but actually experience it. I know what it's like to say, oh, this is going to be my best year ever, and really want it, really hope for it, but not have a strategy, the mindset to do it, not be in an environment to do it, not have the workout partners to do it. And that's what we're going to be doing over the next 6 weeks, starting this coming Monday night. It will be recorded. It's going to be turned into an online course, masterclass, that you'll have access to, the scripts that you need to put it to work. That alone is probably worth over $1,000. The coaching to work with me every step of the way, and then the community to take it all to the next level together. So you should already have the link in your email. If not, send me a message. The first 10 people that register for it are going to get a one-on-one coaching session with me as well, a one-on-one strategy session. I don't have time to do, a lot of people are reaching out to me for coaching, especially since we skyrocketed to 6 figures and beyond, and all the leaders are emerging. And I'm telling people that I don't have time to coach one-on-one like that. So I'm only making that available to those who register for the course, $1,000. How long would it take you to get that back in your pocket anyway? And here's what I know. It wasn't until I'm preaching to the choir because you all invested to be here, but it wasn't until I realized some of the people I was looking up to going, what is it that they have that I don't have? How are they making 6 figures and beyond? And so make it look so simple and raising up all these top earners. And it wasn't until I started investing in myself, really investment, not just the books. I was already doing that. I was doing that as a teenager, investing in books and audios. That separated me from some. But what separated me to the 6-figure and beyond level is when I started investing in my own coaching. And then I started seeing all the top earners that I've been interviewing for years, trying to figure out what it is their secret was. And they always said, no secret is what we've been training on. And then I found out the secret. The secret was they were investing in coaches and mentors that helped them learn in a short period of time what it would have taken otherwise years to figure out. How many feel like you've been around for years or could have been around for years before today and not have figured out what I just laid out to you all? That's the value of coaching, is going further, faster. You can do it on your own. But what I know about myself is that I've already taken myself to the place that I could get myself to. And if I want to go further or faster, that's when I know I need to invest in a coach, in a mentor, in an environment. That's why I still invested $5,000. When I knew I was going to draw my line in the sand in 2020, I invested $5,000 to go to my mentor's mansion with a bunch of 7-figure earners. Not because I needed new information. I already had the information. I had the infrastructure. I needed the environment, the coaching to take me to the next level. That's why I've invested $20,000 to go to a mastermind with Eric Worre. That's why I've invested tens of thousands of dollars to learn from the best of the best. But I also do it so I can stay fresh with what's happening, what's working, where it falls into the system. So the people coming behind me that I coach and mentor, if they don't want to, they don't have to spend all the type of money that I spend, that I invest to grow. I can bring it all together and synthesize it for them. So if you want to join me, I look forward to it. Monday night, we're going to start. The link should be in your email to register, $9.97. I'll get more details out about it. The link that we're going to be using, the private community we're going to be using. But I'm so excited about closing out 2021 with a whole new class of leaders, a whole new group of leaders that have run together, worked together. And we go into 2022, and here's what I dream of. All these people going, what in the heck happened to you? Like, how did you skyrocket like that over the last 90 days? Like, how'd you go to the top level? How'd you boost your income like that? And you can tell them, you know what? I got a system that I follow and an amazing coach. And I just implement it. And the stories that you'll create, not only for yourself, but my pride and joy is to lay it out to you in a way that you can turn around and lead others through that same process. so you have generational wealth, generational leaders. And if that doesn't put $1,000 back in your pocket, if you can't see how that's worth the investment, that's all right. Plug into the free stuff, plug into the other things that we have. I'm going to continue to put out resources and looking forward to doing retreats. That's what I love the most. If you think this is powerful virtually, when we come move in with me for 3 days, we get an Airbnb or a luxury beach house, and let me take your brain apart, put it back together for 3 days, dig in, find out what your questions are, your concerns are. You don't even know to ask. That's when the magic goes to a whole nother level. But get registered. For the 6 weeks, let's work together and close out this year together and start off 2022 already in massive momentum. So with that, I love you all. Congratulations for completing your VIP boot camp leadership training. The replay will be going out. How to access that, I'll be getting that over to you all. And I hope to see you all with me on Monday night as we go through the 6-week masterclass together and turn you into that leader who can help others go from 500 to 1,000 plus per month, 500 to 1,000 plus per week, to 500 to 1,000 plus per day, 6 figures and beyond. It should accept PayPal. Send me a message if it's not letting you, and I might need to click a button. But PayPal should work as well. If you're trying to register and you're having some trouble, just send me a reply to the email, and we'll get you all squared away. Looking forward to running with you all. Happy 2021. Remember, you have everything it takes to become the leader you were born to be, to do what you were born to do, and to live like you were born to live. Sometimes we just need the right coach, and you've got the coach, you've got the system, and you've got you. Prove me right. I believe in you. Catch you all next time.